Make it make sense, my people. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. How can the Supreme Court tell us in 2008 that you cannot add words to the Constitution? That is, just like the Bible, you cannot subtract, you cannot add. The same thing with the Constitution. You cannot add words to the Constitution. But suddenly, in 2025, they invent a power for the president to suspend a governor. This is not justice. It is a judicial gymnastic. All right, my people, welcome to the channel, the KD Gist. I have highlighted 3 main points from this Supreme Court judgment, the one that was just held a few days ago, in the case of Fubara versus the federal government, that I want us to look at. Okay, point number 1. Can we say that the Supreme Court has judicial amnesia? You know amnesia now? When somebody is getting old, like 70, 80 years, they begin to forget things. They start to forget things. Amnesia. So why would the court break its own rule to favor the president? In the 2008 Atiku Abubakar's case, when he had his issues with his former boss, President Olusegun Obasanjo, the Supreme Court ruled that if the Constitution does not specifically say you can remove someone for a reason like defection, you cannot do it. So how come they turn around this time around and ruled something different from what it is in the Constitution? That means they have added something to the Constitution. The Constitution never says a president can suspend a governor during an emergency. Yet, the court just gave the president the power to suspend democratic institutions. They contradicted their own letter and spirit of the law. They didn't just misinterpret or interpret the law. They just rewrote the law entirely. So if the Supreme Court ignores its own precedents in 2008 and did something different in 2025, where does the common man like you and me and you, go for certainty and clarity when we have judicial issues? This judgment just makes the law look like a tool for the powerful, not to shield a common man like me and you at all, because I don't know. So the point number 2 that I want us to look at, this is not about security anymore. It is about 2027 election. Let's be real here. If this was about security, I'm telling you, half of the North will be under emergency rule by now. Right now, half of the North will be under emergency rule. So this isn't about protecting lives in Rivers State. It is about protecting ambition for 2027. Rivers State was relatively peaceful compared to the places with rampant kidnapping, banditry, insurgency, terrorism, name it. Yet, no emergency rule over there. The threat to peace was political. That is, Wike versus Fubara field. That was not an insurgency now. It was like a case of a power supremacy in Rivers State. Who wants to control the power in Rivers State? That was what was happening. And they just declared a state of emergency in a state that was peaceful. In fact, funny enough, 3 days before the state was declared state of emergency, they now went to go and bomb one pipeline, then put fire, capture the smokes in the video and pictures and say, they started bombing pipeline again, they started something funny, so we have to declare it. Just created a kind of artificial chaos in Rivers State and declared state of emergency. The state was peaceful before the state of emergency. Even after, they have been peaceful. So whatever, if I walk it's the game for 2027. That's what we know. That's what it is. And the National Assembly, as usual, they acted like the rubber stamp that they are, that people are calling them. They didn't even follow their own standing orders to count the votes properly. They just used voice votes and causing chaos and commotion up and down and division. I remember then, like 3 senators walked out because of they are not practicing what their standing orders say by voting, like actual counting of voting, not by voice vote. Yet, they still did the rubber stamp, mago, everything. Before you know it, they've passed the law. Yeah, the presidency has the power to suspend a sitting governor and other House of Assembly and members in the state. And everybody went like that. Okay, this way. The federal government used bazooka to kill a mosquito. They weaponized the Constitution to settle political score. And I can tell you, out of the 3 main actors that were involved in this issue, in the whole brouhaha, just 2 of them that won. The president won because now the governor is on his side. He has added 1 more candidate to his side, which is APC, by means of defection. 2, the governor, also won now because now he has joined the APC, which is the winning side. The person that is losing, I'm sure you know now, Minister Wike. And I'm so surprised that Minister Wike has not come out to say anything since Fubara decamped from PDP to APC. Maybe he has said, oh, but I'm not seeing anything. Minister Wike, any press release or press statement from Minister Wike about his boy decamping from PDP to APC. So in this situation now, Tinubu, the president, has won. He has gained one more member to APC. Fubara, he don't leave Wike for junction. He don't go join APC. So more power to their elbows on that side now. He's gaining his foot, even though he messed up, which is Fubara, but at least now he's in the APC. So it's more like he's having more immunity as a governor. It's only Wike now that we don't know where he belongs because PDP, they've rejected him. Now, people in APC, they're also looking like they're going to leave him at the junction. But this is setting a terrifying precedent. It means that if a president doesn't like a governor's face or doesn't like a governor of a state, he can just declare a state of emergency and remove him. And that's what it seems like. That's it. Just like they could just declare state of emergency if they did not like any governor. Now, wow. Okay, so the third point that I want us to look at is what I call the catch-22 trap. The catch-22 trap, the death of accountability. What does this mean? This is the scariest part. So the Supreme Court has just handed the federal government a free right to do whatever they want. And they tied our hands at our backs so we cannot even fight back. That's what it means. It is called call the sack in law. Call the sack. That is CUL-DE-SAC in law. The court struck out the case because they said that the state government should have brought the suit by themselves. But wait. So the state government that was suspended, a suspended governor cannot authorize a suit, like to sue someone. And the sole administrator appointed by the president certainly won't be suing the president as well. So it's not possible for the sole administrator that is being appointed by the president to be suing the president and a governor that was also suspended to be suing or to be making and writing the court case. So it's like they are saying what it is not possible. So this is purely tying the hands of the people. They lock you out of your house and then they tell you only the person inside the house can complain. How do you want to complain from inside the house when they have locked you out of your house? And they are now saying only the person inside. So you can imagine the situation we find ourselves in this country called Nigeria. And that is what we citizens should join our forces together like Sowore has been doing and be raising our voices to speak against all these things. Before you know it, Nigeria will become a lawless nation. I know you might say it has become, but it has not like descended to that level completely as of now. They still have some level of decency. And if we just continue to look, before we know, everything done. This judgment tells every Nigerian that if the federal government decides to crush you, the courts might just say, sorry, technicality, and that will be it. This is just an erosion of democracy happening right before our own eyes. And we have to speak out and speak against all this evil. And because of all these politicians and their ambitions, they can do and undo, they can do whatever. And Supreme Court, that's supposed to be the last resort, the last hope of the common man in the street, is even worse than the lower courts. In fact, it's safe to say these days that if you get your judgment from the lower court, just carry it and be running. Because if you say, I want to approach Appeal Court, Supreme Court, and take it to higher court, by the time you get there, the judgment you're going to get is even going to be worse than the one they give you at lower court. It's better even hug your judgment from the lower court and carry it and go. And just go like that. My people, that was the extent to which I can bring for today. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you next time. Signing out.